Well, hello guys, welcome to episode 6 of this Versus series, where I've gone up against that trucking football manager, avoiding relegation, and the FMAI over the course of one season, all managing FC20, to see who will get the most points. This is the recap video where we're coming back after game day 34, which is the final game of the season, basically to sum up and find out who's won this darn thing. So if you've been watching previously, you'd have seen that avoiding relegation has pretty much been leading from the start, and he's been extending his lead time and time again. I think it was 8 points at the last check. So we're coming back 5 games later. Has he managed to win it, or has something happened? Yeah, I'd just like to thank that trucking football manager and avoiding relegation for all the stuff they've done to make this thing happen, uploading the videos, doing the little bits and pieces here and there that I've asked of them, and yeah, it's been really good. I think from their point of view and from my point of view, we've all had a cracking time. I hope you guys have enjoyed it too. But this is the final video. This is the recap of what went on in game day 34. If you haven't seen what went on in game day 34, why don't you go and check out the channels. All 3 of our channels. We've got the videos for the match day for the game day 34 match for each of us, and then this, and come back to see this to see how we've all fared in the end. Okay, guys. Right then, let's get into it then. Okay, well, we're going to start where we left off last episode of the recap. So this is how things finished on game day 28. After the final set of games. As you can see, avoiding relegation had, as I mentioned, an 8-point gap over myself, and I had now a 6-point gap over TTFM. But the real interesting battle that was starting to form was down at the bottom. TTFM was actually only 2 points ahead of the FMAI and on a really crappy run of form. So let's go and have a look how things have happened in the next series of 5 games. We'll start with the FMAI. So their last game was the game at the top there against Heracles, which they surprisingly lost 3-2. But they've done okay, really. The 6 games they've played, they've won 3, lost 3, not bad. Wins against Wilhelm 2, Fortuna Sittard and Sparta, all at home. Away from home, they've lost every game. PSV, Vitesse and Groningen a little bit harder in truth. So in the end, 9 points out of that possible 18 points, which is not a bad return at all. So yeah, so TTFM was 2 points ahead, so they are now 7 points ahead of TTFM with that, but he does have today's game depending on the situation. Let's have a look. Oh dear. Well, you can see what's happened. So his last game was the game against PSV, and you can see that he put a bunch of friendlies in there, did fairly well, but lost against Wilhelm 2, lost against Pexvoll, that's a poor game, and only got a draw against Sparta. And as you can see, that is where it ends. TTFM didn't make it till the end of the season, so he only picked up a single point. Dear. Well, I think you can work out what that means. You mathematically minded amongst you. That's a surprise, I have to say. Certainly the way he came back sort of halfway through the season, it looked like he was going to push on and do some business. Right then, let's see how avoiding relegation has fared in the last few games. As you can see, he last played against Fortuna Sittard. That was the one we saw game day 28. And he followed that up with a really good away win against Vitesse Arnhem, but then lost at home to PSV, at home to Utrecht. But if you've watched his video, he did get a win over Emmen, which was very, very good, and won the cup final. Doesn't matter for this, but he has won the cup final. And he got a draw against Sparta and a draw against Groningen, so he picked up 5 points, which in 5 games, which is a respectable tally, and he's going up away against Heracles. So that's okay. You would think that would be enough. You would think, but this is what I've done, and that win over ADO Den Haag just sparked some life into the team. We then beat Vitesse 1-0, threw in a friendly, which won 11-0, and then probably the result of the entire season was this win over Feyenoord. Absolutely brilliant, and could have scored more. Really played quite well. Beat Pexvoll quite comfortably, and then got a draw against PSV when we probably should have won that. It was a good game. Annoyingly, we followed that up with a loss against Groningen, which is an easier game, but managed to lose it. So that is 1, 2, 3. So that's 10 points. So we've picked up 5 points on avoiding relegation. So let's have a little look at how the league table looks at this point, with games for myself and avoiding relegation to go right at the end. And as you can see, it's got a bit interesting, hasn't it? So at the bottom, it's been defined. We know what's happening there. TTFM has finished bottom of the pile on 35 points, and the FMAI, it was pretty good in the end from them. They were in trouble all season, but have got a respectable 41 points with 11 wins, 8 draws and 5 losses. But it was not enough to get anything better than third place. So it all comes down to this, really. I'm at home. Avoiding relegation is away. I'm at home. I think it was against Heerenveen, who are a decent side, and an away game. So as you can see, this could all come down to goal difference. And if avoiding relegation loses, that'll be down to 4. If I win, that'll be up to 5 at the worst that can happen. So a win and a loss would put myself into first place. Who would have seen that coming? Got the highlights for you in a second. Stick around. Not us necessarily, where the opposition just beats the entire team and then scores a goal and it's in. I mean, that was Abidjana. It just headed it straight down to Bergerin, and he had no time at all there, but he managed to sort his feet out and put it into the back of the net. Now, 5 points to me that's a more achievable thing. That would be 1 point a game. It's, he would have done badly if that was the case, but there is a chance that it might be enough.
Start. Okay. Corner now. Alex Martinez puts it into the middle, way down the stair. Oh, it come off the crossbar. Not Angela. Osman. Mauro Jr. A little bit South American flair there, possibly. Unless he's a Dos Santos Souza. Could be Portuguese, I guess. Merkel with a shot. Oh, inches wide. I'm blind. Zegnini on the edge. He's in the box. And he scores. Thundering goal. That's his 11th goal of the season. We are better than this. Corner. Martinez. Oh, Bien. Oh, my goodness. Oh, he crossed the line. Waydan got that. It was a bit messy. I think Busquets had a hand in it too.
Well, that is it. That is all she wrote. And so we know all the scores what we're going to know about. As you can see, this is just a little sum up of what we've just seen. So my FC20 team beat Heerenveen 2-0. And after a 0-0 first half, avoiding relegation's team won 2-0 away at Heracles, which I think is a damn fine result. And the FMAI on their final game day had a very respectable 2-1 win over Sparta. So here's what it was all down to. Here's what we've been waiting for. I think you know what's going to happen. Let's have a look at the final table. And here she blows. We've already seen TTFM and the FMAI in fourth and third. But this is how it's finished. In the end, I was just 3 points behind avoiding relegation. Just 3 points behind. That win right at the end was what was required. In fact, a 0-0 draw would have done it as well. But what an epic versus series. I have thoroughly enjoyed myself in this one. Absolutely fantastic. But big congratulations to avoiding relegation. He has not looked back. He took the lead early on and has maintained it for the entirety of the series. He's been, I think it went to 2 points possibly at one point when I about halfway through, and then he got away and I managed to pull it back to 3 points. But just brilliant. So let's go and have a word with some of the contenders. Well, that is it. The versus save. At least the head-to-head version has ended here, and big congratulations to avoiding relegation for coming out victorious. You are the winner of Versus 3, and it comes to me to present you with the Versus 3 trophy. Now, here you go.
Oh, well, thank you very much, Mr. Prophet. Can I call you Custard? Still no? All right, well, I cannot express, exactly how this makes me feel, so I'm not gonna. But I will be cherishing this for...
I never got a trophy when I won.
So in the end, it was really close. Did you expect that last game to be as crucial as it turned out to be?
Well, Mr. Prophet, it's funny you should ask that, because actually I treated all of the games like they were crucial, especially when you're up against the likes of your good self and that trucking football manager. You could never rule him out, although he did obviously not have the greatest of seasons, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for him, not for me. But yeah, it was interesting that it did come that close in the end. As I say, it was. I was disappointed to find out that you were right about my team getting distracted by the cup. So yeah, have to be mindful of that in the future.
It seemed to go really well for you. What do you think the key decisions were for you getting the victory in the end?
In terms of the sort of key decisions, I think they really came up front. Realistically, signing Hendrik Wijdan, having a half-decent striker. On top of that, strengthening up the back four, and of course getting a goalkeeper, because of course that wasn't a strong situation for any of us. I really think that, certainly Wijdan and Bregerie and the goalkeeper Rizos were the sort of, key decisions, but key signings as well that helped me sort of shore up the defence. Once Wijdan settled in, he did score a few goals, as I'd identified he was capable of. But yeah, I think that was really just the key things that I did up front. It allowed me to get a sort of strongish start and maintain a bit of, fairly decent form, I guess. We won the cup, so it's not bad going, really. Like I say, I've been murdering cups this year. But yeah, I think that was really what it all boils down to, was, analysing the team properly and making the best as I could up front signings. Oh, the other thing as well that really helped was asking the board for money and them saying yes.
TTFM, it didn't go great for you. I feel your pain from my experience in Versus 2. You finished behind the FMAI. What went wrong?
I think what went wrong is that they're all utter footballers. I don't really know. Like I say, I thought I was doing all right, and then obviously after that second video, I wasn't doing all right, and I was several points behind already. But yeah, somewhere in the middle of the winter, it just all fell apart. The players all started hating me, and I think it was that back-to-back game against Alkmaar. I think the cup rearranging the Alkmaar game did it. That's my excuse, and I'm sticking with it. I didn't really do that badly. I don't think I should have been sacked. I concede that you guys did well, but I don't think I should have been sacked for my performance. And I think if I hadn't been sacked with those remaining 2 or 3 games I had, I could have gotten enough points with that draw against... Maybe not. Maybe I'm imagining things. All went wrong. Didn't like it. I think this goes to prove that I'm only any good when there's breast involved.
I can't help but notice that you've got no hair. I'm not sure that copying Avoiding Relegation's hairstyle is going to make you manage like him.
Yes, I've lost all my hair. Well, some of it's coming back now. But last weekend I did a charity-sponsored head shave in aid of the Southmead Hospital Charities Trust here in Bristol. A bunch of Bristol bus drivers got together and decided we were all going to do a head shave. Basically, we lost 2 colleagues to this disease, and horrible as it is to say, I imagine that's 2 colleagues so far, because, I don't think there's going to be the only 2 we lose, unfortunately. But they were well-respected, long-time employees, and, we wanted to do something. And one of the managers got together with the idea, basically our managing director is a slaphead, so we thought we'd all copy that by, copy that. feels weird, I have to say. But it's nice to see it growing back. I was wondering if I'd be permanently without hair, but that's what that is.
So, are we going to see you both back for Versus 4? Good, and I hope we'll see you back too. So that is the end of the Versus series. Unfortunately, I think it's been a lot of fun. I hope you guys have enjoyed it. Just a couple of little housekeeping things. So I will be putting out a video tomorrow, which is essentially the extension of the season for my FC20 team. As you'll know, we qualified for the European playoffs, and the semi-final against Sparta Rotterdam is going to be tomorrow. We'll see how we get on. If we get through to the final, I'll be putting that out later on. I've got to record it yet. Yeah, and I also understand that Avoiding Relegation may also be continuing his part of the save with FC20, and that will be on his channel as well. As I say, Versus 4 will be coming. It will be coming in a little bit. Don't expect it imminently, but it will be coming maybe in a month or two. Not giving any more details away than that, but it will be bigger and it will be better than this one. I hope you'll be back for that as well. But that is it from me. I hope you've enjoyed yourself. If you have enjoyed this series, please hit the like button on this video. Please subscribe to the channel if you don't want to miss Versus 4. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.